What is up, everybody? I'm Jacob with the Leaderboard, and you better find a good hiding spot and watch out for bear traps, because we're about to escape into 7 facts about Granny. The mobile game, I mean, not your granny. That would be weird. And before we get started, don't forget to subscribe and click the bell icon to become part of our notification squad. Granny is an indie horror game that was created by Swedish developer Dennis Vukovnik, I'm sorry if I butchered that, who goes by the handle this, which I feel is supposed to be read as developer. Though Vukovnik has been making games for iOS and Android for about 3 years now, it wasn't until Granny blew up a couple months ago that he started getting any real recognition in the gaming community. His other games are much in the same vein as Granny, however, nearly all of them, except Robot Hunt, seem to be heavily inspired by escape rooms. Each game forces the player to solve puzzles using tools, pieces of photos, and keys scattered throughout the level to escape. First, there's Hotel Insanity, where you're trying to evade 3 maniacs that are loose in the hotel and trying to kill you, and then there are the Slendrina games. Slendrina is a super terrifying ghostly character who, depending on the version you're playing, has locked you in either her house, her cellar, or a school. She's also canonically, or at least according to the Slendrina game canon, the daughter of the original Fearmaster, Slenderman. You know, that spooky, long-limbed pale guy of creepypasta fame who's inspired actual attempted murders. Don't murder, folks. And don't let your gaze linger too long either, because if you do, Slendrina will kill you. Anyone who's played Granny and Slendrina will notice that the two are very similar, from the overall look and feel of the games themselves, to the effects involved, to the characters' physical appearances. Unsurprisingly, the two games are actually connected. Not only are they just made by the same developer, but with the release of Granny's new extreme difficulty setting, there's now a secret scene involving Slendrina. After watching the scene, some fans have theorized that it means that Slendrina is none other than Granny's granddaughter. According to their speculation, if you drop the teddy bear into the crib while on the extreme difficulty level, Slendrina will briefly appear. Don't worry though, she won't kill you here, and neither will Granny if you can get Slendrina to appear next to the crib while Granny is chasing you. The original game came with 3 levels of difficulty: easy, normal, and hard. While many hardcore players take easy modes as a personal insult, even this game's easy level isn't all that simple to beat. On every level, Granny moves through the house silently. Like, she's dead silent, no shuffling or creepy music to cue her location to you. That is, unless you've already seen her. And at that point, you can either run or hide beneath a bed or hope she doesn't see you get into a wardrobe. It's not like Bendy in the Ink Machine where you can run for cover and even if he sees you jump into a hiding place, he'll leave you alone. Nope, even in the easy level, if Granny suspects you're hiding in a closet, she's just gonna open the door and then you've got nothing but a bat to your face in the future. In the normal setting, Granny moves a bit faster, but that's about it. Both the easy and normal levels give you the chance to solve a puzzle, which is putting together a painting of Granny Slendrina style to earn an extra day in the house, but don't rely on it too much. Once entering the hard or extreme levels, that opportunity is stripped away. The hard level was recently updated to include more rooms, but the new extreme level is where the challenge really lies. Not only does Granny have freaky red eyes in the extreme mode, but she also has a backyard, a guillotine, and she's no longer fooled by the hiding under the beds trick, as evidenced by this terrifying jump scare reveal. Hey, I gave you like half a second of warning. The tools in Granny are part of the game's charm, and definitely also part of the frustration. Depending on which level you're playing, there are over a dozen tools you'll need to master if you want to survive the week at Granny's. It's not too hard to get tools, though. They're almost always stashed away in dresser or desk drawers, tucked into corners of rooms, or hidden on bookshelves and benches. Some of the tools, like the vase, make louder noises if you drop them, and some of them, like the teddy, hardly make any noise at all. The items come in handy when you're trying to call Granny. For instance, if you're hiding in the basement's secret passageway where she can't get to you or see you, and you need her to be on one side of the house to free up space, all you need to do is drop whatever you're holding 3 or more times, and that'll get her attention. Hopefully. With the crossbow and tranquilizer darts, you can actually defend yourself from Granny, but be careful, the amount of time she's out varies widely between difficulty levels. In extreme mode, she's only out for 15 seconds. Extreme Granny is tough. Though if you do go after Granny, know that while her bat is technically an item, there's no way to take it from her while she's passed out, which makes about as much sense as you being unable to defend yourself with the hammer. It's a hammer! It's meant to hit things! Probably the most used tools in the game, not counting the crossbow and tranq darts, are the hammer, the cutting pliers, and the screwdriver, all of which you'll need to solve the puzzles placed throughout the house and the yard. Since you can only hold one item at a time, a good strategy for the keys and the other items you'll need to open the master door is to solve the individual puzzles that lead to each key one by one. Once you get a key, return to the master door and drop the item there. Repeat this process until you have all of the keys to the master door on the floor next to the door itself. Then you can quickly pick up each key and solve all of the locks that are barring you from escape in one fell swoop. This strategy works with the geared mechanism puzzle in the playhouse as well. Find the cogs first and then throw them next to the playhouse. Then once you're ready, you can insert all of the gears at once and secure your shiny new weapons key. Some items are always in a fixed location, like the screwdriver, which is always in the vase above the stairs, and others, like the hammer, can appear in up to 4 different locations. Another aspect of Granny that makes it so entertaining are all of the different rooms you get to explore. Let's start with the basement, which is where you'll end up dying and getting eaten by Granny for lunch if you don't get out of the house within 5 days. The basement is full of cool stuff. Check out the safe, which usually has one of the painting pieces in it, or sometimes the padlock code to the secret passage where Granny can't see or get to you. It's also the place where Granny always respawns, so if you knock her out in the basement, better not hang around there too long, or at least not unprepared. She respawns from the large splat of blood on the floor, which is, yeah, pretty appropriate. Another one of our favorite rooms in the game is the attic, where Granny set up that elaborate jail cell trap for you once you manage to cross the part of the floor that's caved in, which sucks, right? Having to go and find the hammer, wherever it may be, and then bang on all of the wooden planks just to get to the one that you can then lay down over the gaping hole in the floor is pretty much a death sentence. But what if I told you there was another way? Take the vase from the first bedroom, the one that you start in every day, and carry it up to the attic. Once there, you can throw it across the hole in the floor so that it makes sound in the room with the jail cell. Then, go hide in the chest, unless you want Granny to beat your brains in, and then wait. If you watch, Granny will rush over, and finding no other way to get across the bridge in her own floor, she'll knock down the planks for you and even lay one down as a bridge. All you have to do now is sit and wait until Granny decides to leave the attic. Yeah, this can be a little tricky, but hey, it's still easier than doing all of the manual labor by yourself. We've already told you about the Slendrina trick, but that's not the only secret this game is hiding. There are blueprints in the garden shed showing you how to operate the guillotine. This will come in handy if you want to open the weapons cabinet in extreme mode. The key to the weapons cabinet is hidden inside the melon, and no, you can't just drop it on the floor because that would make too much sense. You'll need to get slicing and dicing if you want to get a hold of that sweet, sweet crossbow. If you look at the top of the long table in the bedroom where you spawn at the beginning of each new day, you'll see that there's a saying that's creepily carved into the wood. 5 days, the amount of time that you'll have to live through to survive this nightmare. Don't get excited though, there's no secret knife lying around, so I'm not sure how the previous tenant scratched that message down, but it's still a cool detail. Some players also say that you can take advantage of a glitch that renders you invisible to Granny if you manage to get yourself into the jail cell and tap on the door 10 times, but it doesn't always work. I don't know, try it out, but don't blame me if you get bludgeoned while you're supposed to be invisible. There's no doubt that Granny has cultivated a serious following. At the end of April, it reached number 6 on the top free games list of the App Store, only 4 slots behind Fortnite, and though it's been around since December of last year, it's only reached the hands of big YouTube gamers like DanTDM, Kindly Kevin, and John Wolf recently. But all of this popularity has us wondering, will we get a PC version of the game? Right now, there's one lonely Steam Workshop page that's hopefully suggesting a sequel to the hit app, but it doesn't really seem legit, unfortunately. There's also a suspiciously similar game called Grandpa that's available to play on Steam, but it doesn't look like it's connected to Granny, nor does it seem nearly as fun to play. Despite these false starts, the official Twitter fan account for Granny recently posted a screenshot of an email exchange with Vukunovic, who says that he's been thinking about making a PC version, but that right now he doesn't have enough time for it. Which, like, fair, I totally empathize, but hopefully he can get around to it someday. But who knows, maybe the game will eventually become so popular that it gets a release on some of the bigger gaming platforms first. I might sound about as crazy as Granny right now, but I wouldn't be surprised if we saw a PS4, Xbox One, or Switch release somewhere down the line. Whew, looks like we made it out alive, friends. I guess horror experiences can come in any size. Once again, I'm Jacob, and thanks for watching 7 Facts About Granny. Did we miss anything? Comment below and let us know. Don't forget to subscribe and click that little bell icon to become part of our notification squad, and if you like getting more from your games, subscribe to The Leaderboard, your home for video game facts.